Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am finally back with another YouTube video. It's been a while. It's been a really long time since I've sat in front of this camera and I recorded a freaking YouTube video. But I feel like this video has been long overdue because a lot has changed for me. Like I moved, I got my own place, me and my daughter. Life has just been going really well. I'm at what, 24, almost 25K on TikTok, and I've been getting like a lot of good things have just been happening for me, and I'm so happy to be back here on YouTube. And I also feel like my updated full coverage foundation routine, I haven't posted one in a while. It's been a while. This is a very detailed video that I did. I really hope y'all take the time to watch it. I hope it helps somebody out there that's struggling to do their makeup, that really wants to learn and just can't seem to get it right. I talk about proper products, product placement, and just all the things that I feel like for me has elevated and changed my makeup, things that have helped me because I wasn't always doing this. Your girl used to look crazy. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you want to see more videos like this, or if you don't, just let me know what kind of videos you want to see in the comments. I'm really looking forward to starting my journey again, back here on YouTube again for the, I don't know how many times, honestly. But if you do like how this makeup looks, how it turned out, if you want to learn how I got this, stay tuned for this whole entire video. And I hope you enjoy it. I hope it helps you. If you need me to do any other type of videos to further help you, please comment what you want in the comment section and I will try my best to get that out to you. And enjoy the video. Bye. Okay, so jumping right into skin prep. So I do have some products that I really am loving at the moment, but I do sometimes go back and forth between different products. Okay, so if you're a person that, first off, you don't have to spend a lot of money on base products, but in order for your makeup to look good, it starts literally with the skin prep, how everything looks. So if you're looking for something that's really affordable, I normally go for my Weleda Skin Food. This is going to be the best moisturizer you can use, whether you're oily or a dry skin girly. If you're a dry skin girly, this will really help for you. If you're an oily girly, I don't recommend using this in the summertime. In the wintertime, it's great because I'm a little bit more on the oily side. Nowadays, I'm more like normal combination because I've been really taking care of my skin and I really learned my skin. But if you're on the dry side, you want to opt for something a little bit like heavier, more of like a cream base. Try to stay away from products that have like, that are heavily oil based, but I do find that this does work well with all of my foundations. Now, if you want something that's hydrating but not as thick and as heavy, I would try the Belief. This is what I use. It's like a gel formula. If you're an oily girl, opt for things that are like whipped or like gel formula. They tend to work really well with our skin because it hydrates without giving like that heavy feel. I can show you what I mean, like the difference of what I mean. Hold on. So you see how it looks like a cream, but it's like gel, like a gel formula. Like, let me see. Like you literally, like you see what I mean? You see that? Versus the Weleda Skin Food. If I pop this on my hand, it's literally a cream. Like, you see the difference? Both will work whether you're oily or dry. It really just depends on what you like, what kind of makeup you use. Me, if I'm using a water-based foundation, I normally try to stay away from like oil-based moisturizers. But for some reason, the Weleda Skin Food is formulated and it works well with all my foundations. I can't speak for other moisturizers. If you want something that's a little more affordable and a gel moisturizer, you can opt for the Neutrogena one. The Neutrogena hyaluronic acid. It's in a similar bottle. I believe it's like blue and kind of like clear and see-through. But yeah, that's as far as like moisturizers. You have to make sure your skin is thoroughly moisturized prior to putting any makeup on it, period. So I'm gonna use my Point of View Beauty today. Shout out to Michaela. I'm gonna use that today. I've really been loving these products to prep my skin for makeup. I'm gonna start off with the Soothing Priming Milk. Drench it. And I'm just gonna pop some of that in my hand. I washed my face, but I didn't put anything on it. This hydrating like toner goes on, it's like weird. I don't know how to explain it. It's watery, but it feels creamy once you apply it. I don't know. It's super hydrating. But hydration is the key. Like, I do not care if you're oily, dry. Your skin prep is very, very important. So I'm gonna apply this and I'm gonna let this dry down. The key is to let the products dry down. You cannot put all of this on your face and then go right in with primer. Like, you need to let it dry down. So I'm gonna speed this part up just so y'all don't watch me do this. Like, I'm gonna use my fan to dry it down quicker, but I'm gonna speed this part up. And real quick, I forgot to tell y'all that prepping your under eye is key as well. Like, to minimizing your under eyes creasing. So you definitely want to prep your under eyes. I use a lot of different eye creams for different, it depends on like if my eyes are like getting dark or they're puffy. I like this one because it reduces puffiness. Like, this little applicator is like a cooling tip. So I really do like that. So you just, and it really helps to depuff, hydrate, and it has caffeine in it. So let me just do this. Just go ahead and massage it in. Okay, so I did go ahead and just put some brow gel and clean up underneath. I didn't fill my brows in at all. Honestly, I don't really fill my brows in too much, and I'll do that at the end. I can show y'all like a brow routine, but I don't really do much to my brows these days. I like a more natural brow. But like I said, at the end, I'll go in and fill in any sparse areas, yada, yada, yada. So now that the skin is prepped, I'm going to go in with my Danessa Yummy Skin Water Powder Serum. This is like a serum primer. This is like skincare, but primer. I like this because it mattifies and blurs really well. If you want your makeup to be blurred and to last, you need to be using the Danessa. If you are super oily, give me 1 second, and you want to take it a step further, you can go in with the Universal shade in the Blurring Balm Powder. This is going to keep you matte all day. Now, when I'm traveling and I'm on vacation and I do a little bit of makeup, I do both of these together. But it's wintertime, I'm not going to do both of these together because I don't want to look dry. I don't want to get, I don't want my skin to look dehydrated because this is going to keep you matte. I'm going to use this for now. I am going to double prime. I don't always double prime, but like I said, it is winter. I do like my makeup to be long lasting, but I do opt for a little bit more hydration in the wintertime. So I'm going to go in with my Danessa Water Powder Serum, and then I'm going to use my Refi. It's like to me, it's like a gripping primer, but it goes on like skincare as well, super lightweight and hydrating. So I'm going to basically focus this on like my oily areas. So I'll do a few drops of this. This is my favorite primer. Like, I reach for this primer 90% more than I do any other primer, honestly. It's just my go-to, and it works. And if it works, it works. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And also with primer, before you go in with something else on top, you gotta let your products kind of like marinate. So between like 30 seconds or a minute. I say a minute, but if you're in a rush, at least 30 seconds. Or use a fan. Like, take the fan and just help it dry down. But you have to let your products sit and marinate and dry down and absorb before you go in with the next product. And see how my skin has a slight glow? Like, that's what you want. You don't want your skin to look dry before you go in with makeup, because that's how your makeup's going to look. It's going to determine how everything blends. It's going to determine if your makeup is patchy. It'll determine like a lot of things. So you have to make sure your skin prep is on point. So now I'm just going to go in with the Refi face primer and use this all over because I like Oh, I just twisted it open. Oh crap. Squeeze a little bit of it up. See, it comes right there, and you just kind of like roll it all over your face. I really love this primer as well. It's super, super hydrating. And like I said, it goes on like skincare kind of. I don't know. I like it. Then we're going to let this dry down, and this is the final step, and then we will be getting into the makeup. I just want to make sure that everybody understands how important the prep is. Like, the prep is just as important, if not more important, than the beat, okay? I'm just going to slightly rub this in while using my fan to help it absorb faster. And we'll get started with the makeup. Okay, so the first step into the flawless base is figuring out what products you're going to use for your base. I recommend a few. If you're not sure, I can give you some tips. If you want a foundation that's just always going to look flawless, I would opt for the House Labs. This is like a dummy proof foundation. I love this foundation. If you want something that's super blurring, pretty full coverage, I love the Huda Beauty Easy Blur. This is like one of my go-tos. If you want something that's buildable, like a skin tint, but still gives coverage, I would opt for either the Nessa Myricks, which is my current fave. Like, I love the Nessa Myricks. All of her products are amazing. This is super hydrating, glowy, but it's pretty long lasting. And sometimes I do mix this, which I'm going to do today. Or the Milk Hydro Grip Gel Tint. This is one of my faves as well. Super hydrating. It just goes on flawless, and it lasts for a while. If you want something even more affordable, then I would try the Made by Mitchell, what is this? The Truth Tint. Now, this is a sheer tint, meaning like it's not going to give you a lot of coverage, hardly, very minimal, but it will like help to even out your skin tone. I love this in the summer, or if I just want to look super natural but still put together, the Made by Mitchell skin tint is fire. Now, I'm a layerer, a mixer. You don't have to do this, but this is just what I do. So I'm gonna do, hang on. Okay, like I said, I like to layer my products. You do not have to do this to get the flawless look. I'm just extra. I'm gonna start with my Nessa Myricks Blurring Balm Powder in the shade number 9. And I'm just gonna take my Sigma, what brush is this? My Sigma F80. This is an OG brush. You want something, if you want coverage, you want something that's pretty dense. So I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna stipple it in. This is pretty sheer coverage. It's not super full, but it'll help also with that blurring effect. Like anything over this is just gonna look smooth. So I'm gonna dab that, and I'm just gonna lightly just even out my skin tone. You see, it's not too much coverage. It'll just help to kind of like even it out before I go in with any foundation. And that's all I want. Because I always try to use like the tiniest bit of foundation. I don't even do too much on my forehead, honestly, because once you do all the bronzer and everything, and I'm just stippling that in. I'm not swiping it, I'm just like pressing it in. And that's all I'm literally gonna do for the blurring balm. That's it. You don't need a lot of this. So for foundation, I'm gonna mix the Huda Beauty Easy Blur with the Yummy Skin Tint by the Nessa Myricks. This because I like this a lot and it's a little more coverage, and I wanna show you all something a little more full coverage. And this because the shade. I need to mix this with this because I'm still a little bit darker because of the summer. Like I get really light in the winter, and this is more like a winter shade for me. So I'm gonna put a little bit of this on the back of my hand. Hang on, did I shake this? Okay, so I'm gonna put a little bit of this on the back of my hand here. Piece of lint. Just like the tiniest bit. I don't use too much like foundation or anything, honestly. And then I'm just gonna do, for shade purposes, I'm just gonna do like a little bit of that. So see the difference? In the summertime, this matches me like so good. And I'm just gonna go ahead and like mix it together. And then I'm gonna like dab that on my skin. It's just gonna give a little more coverage. Using the same brush, just stippling that and pressing that into the skin. You see the glow that the Danessa Myricks gives. Oh, I love it so much. This is how I need my makeup to look before I go in with all of them powders, because I used to be like matte everything, like a matte foundation, matte this, matte that, and then it just didn't look good. It did not look good in person. Barely on camera, but in person, it did not look good. You just want to just stipple and keep pressing it, make sure everything is thoroughly blended. And I'm kind of avoiding my under eye area as much as possible. You don't want to put too much product in the under eye area, especially when you're going to go in with like concealers and stuff. Now, before we go in with any concealer, this is the thing. A lot of people go in with concealer and they say like, it looks gray, it's not covering, because 9 times out of 10, you need to color correct. If you are a woman of color, then 9 times out of 10, you want to use like an orange or like a reddish undertone for like color corrector. I like the Sigma. I use this shade here. This is a color correcting duo. It's in the shade dark to deep. I like this one. This one is kind of like lighter, too light for me, but this shade is really good. I also like the NYX Pro Stick. This is like super orange, but it works really, really good to color correct for me. I'm gonna use this one today. I just want to use something affordable for y'all to show y'all how it works. And you don't need a lot of this. That's the key. You do not need a lot. But if you really want your concealer to look really bright, and especially if you're using like a brighter concealer, a concealer that's 1 to 2 shades brighter, if you don't color correct and you have any darkness, which a lot of women of color, we tend to have like discoloration where it looks like purple. So when you put that lighter concealer, it looks like gray. Like it's not giving you full coverage. So I'm just going to take a little bit of this, and you don't need a lot. Don't be scared. And again, you don't need to use this shade. If you're more fair, you can opt for like a peachier shade for this. I don't know where my other brush is that I like to use for this. Hang on. So, I'm gonna blend it out and I'm gonna show y'all. So you literally just gonna press it in and just blend it out. So when you apply your concealer on top, it's not looking like gray or, you know. Okay, now literally that's it. That's all you need. You don't need to add like a bunch of product to color correct. So let me get my concealers ready and then we're gonna go into concealer. For my concealer, I'm gonna use my all-time favorite concealer. This is a really, really full coverage concealer. If you don't want a full coverage concealer, I'll show you some other options. But for when I want my makeup to last and I want coverage, I'm using my Huda Beauty Full Filter Concealer always. I have 2 shades, one that's closer to my skin tone and one to brighten. If you want something that's lighter coverage, I can give you 2 options. You can opt for the Fenty. Which one is this? Oh, the Fenty Wear Even. It's the hydrating longwear. This is like not full coverage, but it is a little bit buildable. But this one I want like more natural, a more natural look. And then I have the House Labs concealer. Both really, really nice concealers. I just don't feel like they're full coverage. Yeah, so today I'm gonna be using the Huda Beauty just so I can show y'all a full coverage look. Now, concealer placement is pretty much key to like how your makeup will look. You don't need to bring your concealer all the way down here. You just don't, because as you blend it out, it's gonna move around. You do not need to do that. So first I'm gonna take the concealer that's like close to my skin tone. We're gonna put that on. We're gonna let that sit for a little while. So watch my placement. That's the right one. I'm gonna place it here. I don't even do the whole, you need to do that. That's that. I'm gonna let that dry down just a tiny bit because I still wanna use my brightening concealer. But while we're letting that dry down, I'm gonna go in and add some blush to my face. So let me get that. Now, not always, but most times I opt for a cream blush, and I like to use the Sunday Riley blush in the shade, what shade is this? Dusty Rose. I use this a lot. And then I like to use an angled brush. This brush is my Patrick Ta brush. I like to use this brush because the angle of it just fits perfect on my cheekbone. And this is not the first, you know, I'm at the last step of blush that we're gonna do. So I'm gonna like get that there, and we're gonna bring that in and then like take it high. I like my blush to be pretty high, but I like to bring it in because it looks really pretty once I blend everything out. So I'm taking it up like into my temple, but I'm bringing it in, okay? And that's our blush placement for right now. We're gonna leave that there, okay? So while, I can't talk. So while the, while the concealer is drying down, we're gonna go in and do a little bit of like, I'm gonna say bronzing, because for me, contour is more cool toned. And I do contour sometimes, but it's just not something that I do all the time. I can show y'all how I do that. But right now, I'm gonna be using my bronzer stick. That's what I'm gonna call it. I like to use the Makeup Forever Artist Color Crayon. It's a multi-use. I use this for lip liner, bronzer, you can use this for everything. So we're just gonna take this and bronze. So I'm gonna come here with it. I just like the shade of it. It's like the perfect shade for me. Right in here, a little bit higher than, I wanna say, the hollows, because you don't want it to drag down super far and be down here, because you're gonna blend it out. Okay, then we're gonna come here with it. Boom, here, here. I like to do a little bit here. Here, and here. And you kind of look at it like a 3 shape. So it's like, you can also like contour or bronze your nose however you see fit. Like, it's not one size fits all. It's just not. Like, do it how, you know, what works for you. Like, do your makeup. I can't talk right now, but I don't know what the hell is. For that, I'm going to use a smaller stippling brush because I like to keep it pretty precise, and just keep it more like intact. So right now, I'm just going to use the House Labs brush. I don't have no number on it, but it's like a dual-ended brush. I'm going to use this to just kind of like stipple everything in. When I'm blending this, I'm just lightly stippling this in. And you don't want to, it's not supposed to be like super harsh. It's just supposed to add you see like the shadow and definition, and give it like a little bit more warmth and bronze. You see, it's not supposed to look like a line on the side of your face. Okay, before we go back in and finish that, I kind of do my nose and everything last. I just always do. My lip, I leave that for last. We're gonna go in and blend out our under eye. So let me find my brush. I like to use my favorite concealer brush. My all-time favorite brush is the House Labs. They don't have numbers on them, but it's like an angle brush like this, and it just like gets right in there really well. So we're gonna start with this concealer and blend this out, kind of keeping it like in this area, but then bringing it, my eyes is watering, hold on. You see how you don't gotta bring the concealer down because it's just gradually going to move down. But when I let it dry down, it makes blending everything out super easy. It's not super like wet and moving around because it's kind of like dried down. So now for brightening, I'm gonna go in with that same concealer in the lighter shade. And then we're just gonna apply one. We're gonna let the under eye dry down a little bit, but I'm gonna go ahead and blend everything else out. I don't feel the need to have too much coverage with this color here. So I'm just gonna go ahead and blend this out. And then we'll save that under eye for last. And then you're gonna swap between brushes, because you see how I'm blending this out, but it still has like a little bit of a harsh line, like right here. You're gonna take that same bronzer brush and just tap those edges. Just gonna tap those edges. And then if you do that and that doesn't work, then you go back in with that same foundation brush that you use to blend out your foundation. And not adding any more product, just using what's left on the brush. All right, so while the under eye is drying, I'm gonna go in with this dense brush and just blend this out. I blend this out messy. I'm not precise with it. I don't need that to be super precise. I'm just gonna tap, and then like brush that into my brow, if that makes sense. Well, blend, not brush, but you know what I mean. Blend that into my brow. So now we're gonna go in. Okay, this is key. Before you go in to do that last little bit of blending under the eye, have your powder ready. I'm using today the Ultra Pink from One Size, but I have it ready. You need to have your powder puff ready, your sponge, whatever you're gonna use to set, it needs to be ready, because unless you're super young and you ain't got no under eye creasing, but your girl's getting up there, these under eyes are gonna crease. It just is what it is. Okay, you know, these under eyes is just not the same like they used to be. Get the powder ready. So we're gonna open this powder up. That's what that powder looks like. I like the Ultra Pink. You could also use, I really do love the Laura Mercier OG staple. I also love, I got so many powders, y'all, hang on. I also love my Huda Beauty. I have the banana bread, then I have the purple one, the Ube birthday cake. She's that girl, but you gotta kind of know when to use her. You can't just use her all the time. You gotta know when to use her, when to use Ube. It depends on what blushes you're using, what look you're going for, what undertones, all of that. All right, so I also have my sponge because I also like to go in for that final blend under my eye just to pick up any excess product, because you don't want too much product under your eye if need be. So we're gonna go in with the brush, starting with the edges, always. I'm always starting with the edges. And don't forget, you can always apply more product if you need to. But if you start with too much, it's kind of hard to take it away. But start with less, you can build on that. So we're gonna go here and just blend this out. And you see that? And then you see the, whatever that is, the line of demarcation. I'm gonna go with my blush brush first. Look at that already. And then I'm gonna take that bronzer brush and just further. Look at how quick that line disappeared. Literally, that's all you have to do. Use whatever is already on the product, on the brush. You don't have to tap into any more product. Now me, I'm not gonna lie, I always go with a little more concealer under my eye. I like a super, super full coverage eye. Is this the right shade? No. Look at me about to mess it all up. Right shade, right? Yeah. So I'm gonna take the same light concealer, just literally like a dot. But this dot, I'm gonna blend in with my sponge, and I'm not really gonna let it dry down because I just want a little bit more coverage. So we're just gonna just, okay. So now you're gonna get this powder ready. Gonna tap it in the thing, the powder, you know what it is. You're gonna tap the excess. You're gonna, because you want it to look very, very, very smooth on the thingy, on the powder puff. We're gonna I gotta look in the mirror. And then we're gonna get that. Almost dropped my sponge. And we're gonna, my eye be going lazy, cross-eyed, all types of stuff. And I'm just taking whatever is left over, and I'm just gonna get a little bit more. Gonna set these areas. Okay, you also want to go ahead and set the rest of your face. So I'm going to use my Sephora Micro Smooth Powder. Oldie but goodie, if you know, you know. So I'm going to find my brush. Hang on. So I like to use something that's a little bit like dense, nothing that's super like loose for this, because I really want to pack that powder. So I kind of like pack that powder on, and I just really press that in. Because for me, and again, this is what I do, before I go in with all those powder products, I want to make sure all those liquids are set, because it just gives a smoother blend. Like if I'm putting my, for me, if I'm putting my powder bronzer right directly over top of that cream, I feel like my brush is like skipping, and it's like, I want my makeup to look like smooth and flawless. like airbrush. Like that's why when people see me in public after I did my makeup, they always say my makeup looks super airbrushed. It's because this is how I do it. Before I go in with all that stuff, I'm going to make sure I thoroughly set everything. And this is going to help with the harsh line. Start with my Mocha Mami and then go in with my my House Labs. For my bronzer, I use a bunch of different brushes, but my favorite is the Morphe M30. Is it M30? No, M530. I feel like it's not too big, but it's fluffy enough to kind of like bronze the face, but keeping it like from going all over, like dragging down too far. So I just lightly do my forehead. Like I just lightly kind of build that up. So do the same thing around the jawline. Just lightly kind of setting all of that we did. And do the same thing to here, but I'm gonna just see how I'm just gonna lightly. You don't want to be super, you don't have to be super harsh. Just gonna lightly bronze that, and then it's gonna start to blend everything together. You're not gonna have the super like harsh line. Really big, pretty big, like fluffy brush like this, because again, you know, I don't like that too. It don't need to be too structured to me. For me, I don't like it. And then you're just gonna lightly boom, and then boom. Now what I like to do, I'll just, if I'm not doing eyeshadow, you could just take the bronzer and just whoop all over your lid. You don't even need no eyeshadow. Pop the bronzer all over your lid and it's gonna tie everything together. Okay, this is where we are so far. So now it's time to go in and do that powder blush. So I'm gonna use my Made by Mitchell, my curve case in the press powder version. I literally have only ever used this one because I do love these shades, but I've been obsessed with this shade of blush. Like, and I wasn't always like a pink blush girly. I recently, once I discovered that Sunday Fridays blush, I've been obsessed. So I'm gonna take the fluffy side of that brush, dip it right into that, tap off the excess, and I'm gonna start pretty high. I'm just gonna bring her on down. You see? Ooh! Start pretty high. And then as I get to the excess, I'll start like bringing her in. I'm gonna go in really quick and just spray my face. Where's my spray? Oh. So I'm gonna go ahead and spray my face with my one size, this thing is dirty, my one size powder melt. Shaking it up just to kind of melt those powders. This is just gonna melt that in. I'm gonna dry my face with the fan. We are not done. So then the final step that I normally do, I do my mascara and everything else, lips, after I'm done. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna spray my face with the Niacinamide really quick. The Niacinamide spray is really good if you want your makeup to last really long, and it does help with blurring the skin. You do not need a lot of this spray, but it is gonna blur your makeup and help make it last longer. But you have to shake her up, and you only need a little bit. Look how fine this spray is. Very, very fine. You don't need a lot. Okay. Let that dry down, then I'll come right back and show y'all. Okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead and jump right into my lips. So I'm gonna wipe this Too Faced or Tatcha lip balm off. I'm gonna line my lips with the Huda Beauty Lip Contour 2.0 in the shade Rich Brown. Twist her up. I really like it because I don't have to sharpen it, and she glides on really smooth. I'm gonna add a more cooler tone lip liner just to add a little bit more definition. I like my lips to be pretty defined. Here it is. I'm gonna use my Juvia's Place. This one, I don't even know what the shade is. Just a tiny bit. You see the difference? All right, y'all. I did my list. My daughter ended up calling me because she's about to get on the school bus. Oh, what is this? She's about to get on the school bus, and I always got to take that phone call because I have to make sure my baby gets on the school bus and make sure that she's okay. That's my stake. So I went over it a little bit more with the other brown. I just kind of do that to get them to all blend in. So now I'm about to go in with the warm taupe from Anastasia. She looks like this. This is like my go-to lip combo. I do it all the time. So I just it's super easy. Like, this is like the easiest lip combo. Like, you always know it's gonna look good. You do got to go back and forth between your liner. This is how you get your lip to look perfect. You have to dip back and forth in between the liner, lip, liner, lip. So then I go in with the House Labs lip glaze in the shade Guava. This is like my second one of these, my favorite. I love it. And then I just, this is my go-to lip combo. I do this all the time. I have so much lip products, but this is my go-to. Tell me she not tea. Yeah, yeah. Before I do any mascara or anything, like, this is the one thing that I have to do. Like, I never do my makeup without doing this. Before, like, after you do all your setting sprays, you have to add like another little powder. Let me show y'all why. It's gonna like blur everything. Like this one right here, especially this one Made by Mitchell, the highlights palette, that girl. So I just take, where's the brush that I like to? A brush that's kind of like shaped like this. First, I go in with the shade Blaze. I just like how that shade looks. Then just watch the difference. So you get a little bit, not too much. Tap the excess off, and you're just gonna, I don't know what it does. It does something. Okay. I know y'all see a difference. Right here, you put a little bit right there in that center. Everywhere you pretty much highlight it. Look at that. Y'all see that difference? I know y'all do. 'Cause I do. And this is all after you're done with your setting sprays. Then I take the lighter shade Luster. I know, hear me out. And I just pop it right in that corner. So you just get a little bit on that tip of your brush, tap off the excess, and you go right in this corner. Oh, I don't know, I just love it so much. It just does what I need it to do all the time. She just never fails me. And if I feel like I OD'd on Luster, I'll go back into that one and just lightly. Look at that. It gives like a baby doll look. Now y'all know I'm a heavy blush girl, so sometimes I gotta go in and just reinforce her. You see, like, this is like super blurred. So this is the complete finished look. After I went ahead and added my lashes, I popped a little bit of mascara on the bottom lashes and the top. Get the back of my hand. And this is no filter. This is just my lights. I'm recording this on my iPhone, and